The soul. I hope you're having a good evening. Hi, Leah. Welcome. So glad you're joining me on another stream. So, how are you doing tonight? Let's see, what reading? We'll do Osho's and Tarot. Hi, yeah, hi. Glad to be here. Fun Friday. Having good vibes. You know, I'm all right. I'm feeling kind of restless. Oh, interesting. Restless is not a good feeling. I've been having my own sort of restlessness, so I'm sorry you're going through that. Do you know what's bringing the restless feeling? Can you put a pin in it, or is it just kind of like a nebulous feeling? All right, just getting the deck ready. What kind of reading could I get for you tonight? Not really. I just get into modes where all I want to do is work, and when I'm not working, I'm bored or looking forward to working. Oh, ooh, Louv, hey, hi. Leah and Louv, you guys have been regulars. I love that. Thank you. It's not even that I like my job that much. I just like money. Well, you know, that's good. It's not bad to have that motivation to want to earn money, but you know, life isn't all about money, and there's moments to enjoy yourself outside, right? You shine even though you're not at work, and you know, you should feel good in your time off, not restless to go work again. Honestly, I'm also in career mood right now. So you guys are in the same place. I love that. Let's since the vibe of the night, let me finish shuffling this. Um since you guys are in career mode, let's see what the cards have to say. Yeah, you can have a general reading. Let's do the Wild Reflections deck. Well, yeah, let's just see what the cards have to say. We'll do this Osho Zen Tarot. I like their deck. Well, no, you guys are in career mode, so let's do Wild Reflections. So we have that career keyword to add insight. Yes. Okay. Sorry, just prepping the decks. Okay, yeah, definitely jumping cues so somebody doesn't get in there in front of you. It's exclamation. Yep, you got it. Good job. Thank you. I love that you guys are regulars, that you come and you join me when I stream. That's like everything I could hope for. Your vibe attracts your tribe, right? We're a tribe. I love that. I got in stream early today. Yeah, you did. You guys are here right at the beginning. I love that. I'm not the best at sitting on camera by myself, so I feel thankful that you guys are here to greet me early in the stream. I like your vibes. I appreciate that. Thank you. Let me give you a heart for that. Yeah. Compared to other online tarot streamers I've watched, I'm kind of picky. Okay, well, I'm glad that, I've met, I'm a positive streamer for you. I love that. You found me on YouTube, right? I believe that was where you first got your reading and you came over to Twitch. I've watched a couple tarot streamers. I don't have a lot of time to sit and watch, so I feel bad that I'm not necessarily a viewer of the other streamers. But I've liked who I've seen. Like, everybody has their own vibe, and it's interesting to see how people do tarot because it's so personal, and I just like that others are out there doing it. Actually, I think I found you just on Twitch. Oh, okay. My mistake. I could have sworn I did a reading on YouTube for a Lou, but that could have been somebody different, just same name. Well, wherever you found me, I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you keep coming back. Yeah, that might be someone different. Yeah, it's just interesting that the LOUV stands out to me. So, Leah, you are up, and we're going to do a general reading for you and see what the cards have to say. The first card is the focus of the reading. King of Cups. Second card is the internal influence. There she is. The Fool reversed. External motivation. Seven of Pentacles reversed. Fourth card is what's needed to overcome or better understand. Five of Swords. And then the fifth card is the higher understanding or outcome card. There's an anime where it uses tarot cards as like power, so I love getting certain cards. Oh, that's neat. Like the Fool is someone's card. Nine of Swords. I think that would be neat, like, to work magic into the different cards because they all have their own meaning. So it would be like imbuing a sigil to cast magic via, focused energy of each card. I could totally see that working out. King of Cups, our focus. Wise, diplomatic, balance between head and heart, devoted advisor, counselor. The King of Cups indicates the asker is able to balance their head and heart in relationships or serves as a reminder to remain level-headed and calm when faced with interpersonal conflict. The King of Cups is also a reminder to not repress emotions. It's essential to fully feel sadness, hurt, and fear, as well as happiness, fulfillment, and joy. We often avoid emotions, worried they will engulf us. Interesting. So, you mentioned that you're not really comfortable when you're not working. Is there something that work distracts you from, like an inner feeling, whether positive or negative, that work allows you to not focus on? Because I was thinking today, when I'm in my most states of mind, when I'm not doing something, I deeply dwell. But when I'm active, I'm not so great at deeply dwelling. Probably. Okay. It's hard to say, but I don't have the worker mindset. So this is coming from my mindset. I would call myself lazy. I can't do stuff unless it really needs to get done. If it's not a need to get done, it's likely to not get done. So, I'm going to be honest. I used to be super depressed as a teenager, and ever since I got out of it, I pack my schedules and I'm always outside. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Depression to activity. That might just be a healthy growth. And I don't know, hard to say. So sometimes I feel like, oh, you do feel like it's an escape. It could be, have you tried meditation or journaling or any way that would let you pull your thoughts out or your inner awareness out and give you a chance to reflect on it? Because, coming from a depressed childhood, I would call that living in survival mode. And so your childhood would have developed coping mechanisms for how to survive in a depressed state. I've tried meditating. It's not for me. Because if I stay at home all day, I get super sad. Yeah, I can understand. Home life is hard to balance when you're all by yourself. And it takes a lot of something to be able to feel good when you're by yourself. I love that you guys understand and resonate with each other. I've also tried journaling, but I can only do it for a few days till I give up. I'm hit or miss with stuff like that. And everything in its own time, right? I don't like to force myself to do anything. And I don't like, especially like journaling or creatively expressing myself. So just go with the flow. But meditating, it doesn't have to be anything major. Like, you don't have to sit and let your mind be silent. For me, meditation is actually just sitting still and listening to my mind. So I'm not trying to calm it or quiet it or distract myself from it. I'm going deep and just letting letting my mind express itself to me. And so meditating, when I first started it, it was really a chance for me to feel comfortable in my own mind, because up to that point, I wasn't. I was my worst enemy, and I didn't want to hear what I had to say, and I didn't want to feel what I had to feel. To be fair, journaling is not for everyone. It's just one of those healthy outlets to get your feelings out. Yep, that is. And same with meditation. Meditation and journaling are to each their own. It's going to work for some and it won't work for others. I think the key is just finding something that does work so you can understand what's going on in the inside. And for me, that's what journaling and therapy is. I think of journaling as like an exorcism where I'm just pulling out all of the inside and putting it into words. And it's like a free flow kind of thing where I just write or type or however I'm expressing myself. It's a fluid translation of self. And then meditation feels a lot of the same. It's in my mind, fluidly letting myself translate so I can understand. And in growing in comfort in both journaling, writing, and meditating, there's a peaceful comfort with who I am on the inside. And feeling comfortable on the inside made feeling comfortable on the external so much easier. Leah, you agree. I like that. So yeah. Okay, so King of Cups, we're talking about remaining level-headed and calm and balancing the head and heart. I found that singing or listening to songs helped me work through my feelings. Those are wonderful ways. I know growing up, music was huge for me. I'd just vibe with it. Even if it wasn't telling my story, you could feel the feels, and that helped. So the King of Cups asks us to not repress our emotions, fully feel our feelings. And then that brings us to the Fool in reverse. Interesting. Reckless, careless, distracted, naive, foolish, gullible, stale, dull. When you encounter the reversed Fool in your reading, you may see his more negative characteristics on display. This could indicate that you are acting recklessly or carelessly and not considering the potential consequences of your actions. In this context, the Fool can be seen as a warning to take a step back and approach things with more thoughtfulness and maturity. So the Fool is coming in the internal motivation or internal influence position. And so it's speaking of being reckless or less thoughtful. And maybe that's true, because if you're needing to be active to not fall into lesser states, perhaps there's some disconnect from what those lesser states really mean for you and whether you're letting yourself truly go there. To encounter the Fool in a reading can also be interpreted as a summons to the adventurous and daring aspects of your own personality. He instills, oh, I'm reading the wrong one. A reversed Fool can show you that you are living in the moment and not planning for the future. The reversed Fool meaning serves as a caution that you should be more aware so as not to be taken advantage of. So yeah, I think the Fool comes because, there's work is great to be active, to keep us busy. It's good for our mind, body, heart, and soul to be busy, to have something to do. But rest and recuperation are real parts of balancing a healthy life. And so if your rest and recuperation time is spent feeling antsy or anxious, I'm trying to live in the moment. I've also been having multiple work issues. Oh, so it's just kind of a stressful thing. Living in the moment, I love that. Like I've fallen so in sync with living in the moment, I don't know how to live otherwise. I don't think of the future. I'm just right here. And for me, there's a lot of comfort in that presence, because everything I have is right now in this moment. And when I start to think of the future or the past that's no more, that's when those weird feelings start to manifest. And so I find myself very grounded and centered in this now moment. And I think it was a process getting here, because you have to let go of the past that no longer serves you, and you have to stop weighing your choices now based on a future you can't know. And there's a lot of surrender and freedom to be found. But yeah, the present moment, I think that's where it's at. I love to play on the word present. It's a gift. The present is a gift, because like, we're here. Everything we need, the breath you have, the air you're, just everything, it's right here, right now. And it's only when we think we need something that the moment feels less than. And that's how my mindfulness started. I went from meditation to mindfulness, because meditation let me be comfortable with my thoughts, and then mindfulness let me participate in my life with my thoughts in mind. And so it was a progression, one I love and I'm very comfortable in, and it has brought me very far. So I share that in case it might help you. So let's see, 7 of Pentacles reversed. This is in the external motivation or influence. I used to run. I felt like that helped so much with feelings and emotions. Did you ever notice no matter how far you ran, they still came back to haunt you? Or has your running actually helped you escape, what you were running from? For me, I could never get very far before the weight ultimately caught up with me. Did I call you? Is that the same for you? So 7 of Pentacles reversed. Unfinished work, procrastination, low effort, waste, lack of growth, setbacks, impatience, lack of reward. No, I feel like it would make me think. Oh, I like making you think. That's a good thing. The 7 of Pentacles reversed may indicate that this asker has not been receiving a return on the investment they put into a project, job, or relationship. The energy and resources they provided. Hello over on YouTube. Hi, welcome. I am doing a reading over on Twitch for Leah right now. We're doing a diamond spread. Glad to have you. Well, thanks for joining us. Oh my God. My husband helps me translate words when I miss the meaning. You used to run. You were a runner, a jogger. Not run from your problems, which is what I thought you meant. Thank you. Haha.
I'll make a bot command for that.
I used to run. I was in track in high school. I was a sprinter. Did hurdles and 4x1 and high jump. The energy and resources they provided have not reaped the harvest they envisioned. There is no doubt that you are worried about money right now. You may have to abandon a project due to financial problems, or perhaps you have borrowed too much or taken out a large loan. So I think this card speaks to me of your like connection to money and how externally that's where you're motivated. Thank you for posting that. It seems like it's coming up a lot.
I think it's
What?
posting it every 5 minutes because it's crazy.
That's crazy. That's why I have seen it so many times.
7:45, I think is for me.
Okay, that works. Thank you. So the Seven of Pentacles reverse speaks of, money and its influence or impact on your present moment. So if it sounds like if you're not working, you're not able to feel good in your moment, which isn't fair to you. You should feel good whether you're working or at home, resting, enjoying life as it is outside of work. A balance, a harmony. Five of Swords is what's needed. Arguments, well, this speaks of what's going on at work. Arguments, disputes, aggression, bullying, intimidation, conflict, hostility, stress. The Five of Swords can represent conflict, a feeling of loss, or procrastination. You will need to suppress your pride and accept some restrictions. Only then will you be able to continue with your plans. Aggressive actions will also not help you achieve the desired result. Perhaps you listen to the opinions of too many people instead of drawing your own conclusions. You need to be wise enough to accept all that you cannot change. Well, that's an interesting. I wonder what's going on with you at work. Like, is it something that's outside of your realm of ability to control, or is it something that you can do differently to help influence? Oh, you got it. So now when somebody types /YouTube, it'll...
Exclamation YouTube or exclamation IT.
Okay. Thank you for fixing that. Hey, it's like two different things. Okay. Because like the upright career meaning, keywords. Okay, yeah, type it out. Absolutely. I like to know. I'd rather be in the know. Yeah, I do love this deck. I love the artwork on it. It always, and the guidebook is so helpful for me that doesn't naturally know cards just by seeing them. I also kind of like using the guidebook because I feel like it brings the inspiration of the creator of the deck to the reading itself. So it's like joining hands and giving a reading. Basically, of my jobs, I left to go to the sister agency, and I'm not really enjoying it, but it's not stressing me out. My old boss called me and asked me to come back, and she would pay me $32 an hour when I usually only get 18. So now it's just a whole mess, and I have to decide to go back or not. Oh wow, that's a big increase. That's a big jump. That's life changing, really. On top of that, my other job that I work at sometimes sent me a message where he sexually harassed me. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That is not good. Wow, your just work life is not good right now. I'm sorry. I see I see where these would pop these cards for you. So I'm just super stressed. Well, I think, this King of Cups is probably that call to listen to those emotions around that stress. Like being sexually harassed, that's something you have to deal with because you didn't ask for that, and yet it happened and it affects you. And so it's not just moving to a new day, it's processing how that made you feel. And then, you know, everything that, and I need to save money for my Japan study abroad trip. Yeah. Yeah, that is HR violation. So that's really hard. I guess the old job you left to go to the sister agency. Is double the pay worth whatever you left? Money only does so much, and you have savings that you have to accrue, but then does going back feel like a step forward now that there's such a pay increase? Or are you only being lured by the money of it? Yeah, you've been working on that with your therapist. Good. You have professional help. I love that. I have professional help. We could all use professional help. It's just, I feel. I've had very trustworthy people that have helped me with my mental health, and it has been a godsend. And so, for anybody that can get into a positive mental health relationship with others, I definitely advise it. Bro, it's so bad too, because like I'm off the books at the job because it's a shop and there's no HR. And he knew, oh, ew, he knew you since you were a kid and then he's hitting on you. That's so ick. I'm sorry. That's just crossing lines that shouldn't be crossed. Ew. So, Nine of Swords. Fear, anxiety, negativity, like in his 40s. That sounds like grounds for grooming. That ain't good. Yeah, that's so old for someone so young. I don't understand it. I'm sorry. It's just the ick of the world, right? I don't have many good words to say. I hope you're working to just heal through that because you don't deserve that. Yeah, you mentioned you sometimes work. Are you going to continue working for him? Okay, you're quitting. Good. I'm glad you're respecting yourself in that way to step away from someone who's disrespecting you like that. The Nine of Swords represents anxiety, worry, and limiting beliefs. The asker may be experiencing sleepless nights over a situation or could be in a period of depression. I feel there's a better environment for you. Yes, definitely. Find that better environment. You deserve it. The Nine of Swords reveals that we have the power to make a change in our mindset. The asker is encouraged to reach out for support and examine the root cause of their feelings. The situation is not as bad as it appears, and things will soon improve. I like that. So the Nine of Swords, it feels like it's just the culmination of all of these feelings that you got going on work, internally, recklessness, those feelings. It feels like this higher understanding or outcome card is just the weight you let yourself feel about all that you're going through, not running from it, but truly feeling and witnessing it. So then in that awareness, you can decide on how to move forward. Because right now, without knowing how everything's making you feel, how do you know what the best foot forward is, right? It's hard too because I'm in college, so like job hunting and interviewing takes so much time. Yes, I love how optimistic that card is. Definitely. I do too. Like it feels like with trigger words like fear, anxiety, negativity, it could be a negative card, but I don't see it that way because ultimately feeling the depth of what you feel invites you to know yourself on a deeper level. And I can't help but believe that knowing yourself on a deeper level is the path to inner peace. So yeah, let yourself feel what you're feeling. Don't run from it. And in these quiet moments you have at home, let the truth speak itself. And then once you've witnessed that, let yourself see how you feel about moving forward. Everything okay?
I heard just the computer make a noise.
Oh, you worried that it was.
Okay.
So our last stream, we accidentally had the laptop shut down midstream. And so now my husband is paranoid it's going to happen again. And he heard little chimes on the computer, came down to check it. Thank you, Alma. You're welcome, Leah. Thank you for coming again. I appreciate it. You know, I want to draw a card. I like this Green Witch Oracle deck. I've been doing readings and drawing an oracle card after the reading. So let's do that for you. She's so loud. This one is very earthy, and I like that. For me, nature is synonymous. Inner nature, outer nature, mother nature, the cosmos nature. It's all the same thing, just from different perspectives. So I like this idea of weaving nature into tarot or into card reading. Earth, and you're an earth sign. I love that. Scorpio, welcome to the evening. Thanks for joining us again. I appreciate it. Hi. Welcome to the evening. Hope you're having a good Friday. Or since it's late on Friday, it could be Saturday if you're elsewhere in the world. Moo could use a little bit of a scoop. She's had a lot today. Z needs to eat, and Lucky definitely needs to eat.
Does not.
He does. He hasn't come down. So let's see. Preserve. Security, forethought, thrift. That's the wrong book. All right. In green witchcraft, preserving a harvest allows you to keep it longer instead of losing it to decay or waste. It's a thrifty measure that enables you to rely on the fruits of your labor for an extended period of time. Another form of preserving is to put aside a little of what you use every time you use it. This helps build a stockpile to guard against future need. This process is an ongoing low-level investment that doesn't take much time or energy. The preserve card reminds you that small gestures accumulate over time. Keep an eye out for areas where you can be thrifty with your time and energy. This doesn't mean you have to deprive yourself now. Enjoy your harvest, just don't use it all at once simply because it's there. So the reflection with this card is, how can you work to store and secure what you have successfully produced? I like that, because not just in a money, you're trying to secure and stabilize your money and preserve it, but also from a self standpoint. If you're always pushing yourself to go work and be comfortable working, there's a lack of connection to any moment that isn't working. How can you preserve that motivation to feel good at work for yourself at home, to balance out work life and home life? So So yeah, preserve yourself so you can feel good all the time. So that will bring up Lou to the reading table. I hope that was helpful, Leah. I hope it gave some insight, food for thought. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for coming again. Great reading as always. That's what I hope for. Yay. I'm glad we could get you one. Another one. All right, Lou, what kind of reading can I get for you tonight? General reading, a question, a theme. And we'll pull an oracle for you at the end as well. A career reading. Okay, I'll send your question. All right. With a bit of context. I've been thinking of whether I should stay or reapply in my internship to get more experience and have a good head start in my career. I feel like I have an advantage considering I have good rapport with my boss and the company resonates with what I want in my career. I do see myself growing and learning more in it too. I wonder what the cards would say about this. Okay, well, let's see what they would have to say. First, let's go with the focus. Cards are jumping out. Four of Pentacles. Let's see the truths. Yes, let's see them. The internal influence. Temperance. The external motivation. Five of Wands. What's needed. Did Lucky come down to eat?
Yeah.
Good. Six of Swords. I don't see, I think this is the first time I've ever drawn that card. And higher resolution or higher understanding. Leah, have a good night. Thank you for coming. I'm glad we got you a good reading. I appreciate you joining us again, and I hope you have a good night. Hope you're able to rest well and, ready to hit tomorrow bright and early and full of grace. Hearts. Okay, so Four of Pentacles. Let's see what the cards have to say. You won a Sunday. What your cards would say. Okay, so Four of Pentacles, possessiveness, insecurity, hoarding, stinginess, stability, security, savings, materialism. There's a lot of key words with this one. Wealth, frugality, boundaries, guardedness. So it's both good and bad, like a whole lot wrapped up in there. The Four of Pentacles represents our financial mindset. This card tells the asker to review their relationship with money and consider whether they possess a mindset of scarcity and fear of not having enough. Upright career meaning is imposter syndrome, paranoia, avoiding collaboration. This card encourages the asker to reassess the belief systems underpinning their financial life while also considering implementing new habits or a financial plan for the future. Interesting. That reads as a weird card for me because you're asking about, well, I guess no, I shouldn't. Let me look for the bigger meaning because it's saying your relationship to money. So I'm getting a sense your relationship to work, how, because the words stability, security, wealth, boundaries, guardedness, these are words that were the key words. And so as we're doing a career reading rather than a mindset or financial reading, we're looking for career. So Pentacles is all about like a whole, wholesome, whole body kind of feel. I don't know what to say yet, but I do plan to make a financial planner once I work. Okay. Yeah, financial planners are always good. Money's so funny, and it's always good to get an outside assistance on that. But I've never had one, but they help, so I'm sure they're there for a reason. So I guess if this is strictly about finances, think about how money influences your perspective on the choices you're making. The company is offering a competitive rate, so there's that. So yeah, is staying in that position with the financial offering they have, how would that make you feel? Does that feel like a harmonious staying? Because upright career meaning on this card is imposter syndrome. So to me, imposter syndrome is not really feeling like you belong, even though you do. Money influencing my choices, that's true. Okay, so yeah, and this card is calling you out to assess how that affects you. Because ultimately, money is only one connection to life, one way to see life. And there's so many ways outside of money to value life. And so if you're only looking through the lens of financial gain, you might miss out on a lot of opportunities. You do have that imposter syndrome. Yes, this is Snickers. She's our new kitty. She found us. My oldest daughter has a kitty shack that we put out on the porch on the cold months, and she found us at the end of the cold months, and now she's with us, almost 8 months old. Well, no. Yes, she's 8 months now. She's our kitty tarot, or our tarot kitty. She will sometimes when I'm shuffling come and pull cards. She might be growing out of that, but she used to do it. So yeah, it speaks of imposter syndrome, that's good karma. Yeah, she is good karma. She's such a sweet cat. We have other cats, and she's the kitten, and she's really brought them into playful moods. She brings the best out of all of them. I love her. So yeah, I think this card is like a call to reflect on your state, your connection to money, your connection to the job, your connection to how money is influencing the choices you make. So just all around, like how finances affect you. And then Temperance. Balance, peace, patience, moderation, calm, tranquility, harmony, serenity. These are all words for the internal influence. The Temperance Tarot card suggests moderation and balance. Coupled, I've been thinking of building my connections too, besides money. And I guess somehow I thought I could gain more of it through my previous company too. Building connections is a positive way to engage both in work and home life, because we can't do everything alone, and it makes life harder when we try. But by building connections both at work and in home life, doing positive activities outside the home, you can build a support system that helps you feel good when life throws curveballs your way. So while you're figuring out the financial situation, give yourself time to build relationships and build hobbies and habits that reinforce a positive home life, not just in the career life. So I like that this Temperance card and internal influence, the upright career meaning is success from patience and moderation, steady and slow progress. Temperance may also indicate a time to evaluate and re-examine the priorities you have chosen. This will help you to create a balance between your outer and inner self. So another card that's speaking to you to evaluate and re-examine your priorities. Four of Pentacles said money priorities, and then Temperance says inwardly reflect on your priorities to find that inner sense of peace. It sounds like these cards are playing out. Oh yeah, also in my personal. Good. These cards are lining up. Five of Wands. This is in the external influence. Rivalry, friendly contest, potential shift, preparedness, cautious optimism, escalating dynamics. Sounds like the cards are telling me to go for work-life balance. It seems that way, doesn't it? Really wants you to assess what's healthy for you, not just financially, but in a whole rounded kind of way. Mind, body, heart, and soul always need to be happy, healthy, and harmonious with yourself to really get a positive life experience. So yeah, if you're hearing the cards tell you to find that balance, I hear it too. What makes me feel fulfilled? That is a good question to answer for yourself. Because if you don't know what fulfills you, how are you ever going to feel fulfilled? How will you register that you've been fulfilled? It's a definition that we have to set for ourselves. I wasn't fulfilled because I was striving for perfection, and perfection was never something I could attain because I didn't know what perfection was. I, in my journey, have defined perfection in a way that works for me, and now I fluidly work towards perfection in every moment, knowing that perfection is a state of being, not a goal to reach. So yeah, find what fulfills you. Listen to your inner self and the ways and the needs you have, because ultimately fulfillment is core deep to your soul, the deepest levels of self, feeling positively stimulated by the life you lead. That's something I want to let go of, especially in my career. Oh, you struggle with perfectionism as well. It's a heavy one. But ultimately, to me, I made peace with being a perfectionist because it means I care more about doing well or pleasing others or doing a good job. Whatever the internal motivation is for working towards perfection, I feel good about that now. It's not a stressful thing to try to be perfect. It's a core part of who I am that I gratefully accept, because there are people out there that don't care to be perfect, and I can see it, and I don't want to be that. And so rather than beat myself up for perfectionism, I embrace that and let myself set high standards, and then I reward myself for striving so hard, win, lose, or otherwise, right? It's about making yourself feel good, because no matter whether you make a mistake or reach a goal, it doesn't matter. You deserve to feel good. Oh, please get out of my milk. She's drinking my milk. But yeah, you deserve to feel good. So whatever your inner quirks are, if you call it perfectionism, that's probably a core part of who you are. And find a way to accept that and embrace it gently, because ultimately that's learning to love yourself for who you are. And if you can love yourself for who you are right now, it's so much easier to find comfort in the world around you. It's starting and creating positive energy within. The Five of Wands symbolizes an amicable rivalry that carries a subtle undercurrent of uncertainty. It underscores the need for caution and readiness for a possible shift in the situation. I am teaching myself to love myself more now, even my flaws and shortcomings. Good. I'm glad you're starting to practice self-love. That's, for me, that was huge to feel better in my moments. And so I hope you'll encourage yourself to challenge any less than loving thoughts you have against yourself and fill the void with something good. So if you're thinking, oh God, I'm such a perfectionist. Well, yeah, I'm a perfectionist, but that means I'm trying hard, and I should feel good about trying hard. Kind of reframe the negative thoughts and end it with a positive twist to reaffirm that self-love to feel. Upright career meaning for Five of Wands: competition among colleagues, collaborative tension, staying prepared for possible shifts. This card serves as a reminder that attention to detail can avert misunderstandings. The Queeryn is advised to stay resilient and patient, as they possess the capability to overcome obstacles diplomatically. I like that card. Like, it's just, again, another card to me. Stay resilient and patient. Be yourself in the moment and let the external world float around you as you determine what life is for you, what balance and fulfillment means to you. Because ultimately, the external world is just noise. It's a lot of details that only matter if you make them matter. And so, knowing that this card says you have the capability to overcome obstacles, that's your reassurance that you're doing it right. Where you are is where you're meant to be. And so there's comfort and peace and stability found in accepting that part of yourself. I like the shift of perspective in that. Oh, good. I'm glad that's helpful. So let's see, Six of Swords. For me, shifting perspective is where it's at. Like, I can't change the outer world any more than I can. And outside of what I can change, I just go inward and I find positive ways to connect to the moment that doesn't make me upset. So reframing things, the saying, at least it's not this. At least it's not as bad as this. Well, right now I'm sitting here streaming. This is idealistic in so many ways. And I just build upon that idealism. But say, at home, like if you're sitting by yourself, there's comfort of the home you live in, the air you breathe. If you just break it down to the basics and reframing whatever's going on internally with a different twist, one that helps you feel better, it's a practice of self-love. And oh, that's reassuring. I do strive to persist in life. So there's a way, there's a beautiful way to see yourself. You're persistent. You can persevere. That's beautiful. I don't think we always notice our strength, and sometimes we need others to point it out for us. And it seems the cards want you to know that you've got that gift to just be patient and persevere as time and energy moves us in different directions. That's what's been taught to me even as a kid. I love that. Down, down. All right, so Six of Swords. What's needed to overcome? Patience. That's something I also want to work on still. Patience is something that comes in time. It's hard to be patient when you're young. There's so much energy. There's so many things to do, so many different directions to take. It's really hard to decide in any given moment which one's right. I know with age, I've learned patience because there's less rush to define myself. There's more awareness of who I am. And in knowing who I am, I don't need to act upon every moment. And so there's a freedom to just let the moment be what it's meant to be, more so than trying to make it what I want it to be. That's true. You want to do a lot of things at once. Yep. And when you're young, you have the energy to do them all. So it seems effortless to juggle a bunch of things in the air. But ultimately, when we're splitting our time between a lot of different things, we're splitting our focus too, which means all these things we're juggling, they're not getting our full attention. And it cuts down on the experience of any one of those things we're trying to do. So what's needed? Moving on, departure, leaving behind, distance, accepting lessons. The Six of Swords represents transition, change, and holding on to the past. The asker is currently going through a transformational period that involves shifts in their love life, career, or living situation. I love that these cards are spot on. This is kind of cool. The upright career meaning. What's needed? Leaving stressful workplace, moving to new role. So if you're looking for indicator cards, that's in what's needed. So leaving stressful workplace, moving to new role. However those words sit with you. This card can also symbolize a trip the asker will need to take alone. This may be feeling separation anxiety from loved ones, but they are making the right decision for their future. So I think this card speaks of closing the chapter, making your decision for the workplace and moving on to the next chapter of your life that comes with it. And that brings us to the higher understanding, which is the Two of Pentacles. Balancing resources, adaptation, resourcefulness, flexibility, stretching resources. The twos are all about relationships, balance, and harmony. The Two of Pentacles signifies that the asker is multitasking and attempting to balance many responsibilities. In upright career meaning, juggling work projects, being resourceful at work. This card can also indicate that the asker needs to implement more organization into their routine. They should determine which resources will help them feel less overwhelmed, whether it is hiring additional help or seeking advice. So yeah, from this, I get the call for balance. Balance all that you have going on in a moment. And since this card is calling you to assess like your perspective on money and everything, find that this higher resolution or higher understanding is that balance that comes from assessing these things on a real core deep level. And so by gaining awareness on how money and work is influencing the choices you're making, you can gain more insight into a choice that better aligns with who you want to be, not just what money can do for you. So let's see what the Oracle card has to say. I'm really getting a sense the cards are telling me to sit and reflect first. I get that too. Yeah, I like that you're hearing that. That means that you're open to it. And that's when we're open to hearing, that's the best time to sit and listen. Hear what needs to be said. Think those thoughts that need to be considered, whether I should say or not. So it's really a yes or no. Yeah. Butterfly, transformation, joy, beauty, transience. Yeah, it's not really a yes or no. And for me, I wouldn't want to give you a yes or no on that because that's a choice you should make. The cards shouldn't make that for you. The cards should help you make it, gain insight into the moment, a deeper connection to self, a deeper connection to what you feel is going on. Cards can all play that. But ultimately, when you make a decision to move forward, that should be your choice, your awareness, your understanding, your growth potential. Because if anybody else is telling you how to make those choices, they're not living your life. And so life's full of transitions for real. Yeah, that's true. I've been reflecting at this too. Nice. So you're on the same page. Butterflies are commonly associated with beauty and joy. They are inspirational in their loveliness. Yeah, not everyone gets a say about your decision since it's your life. Exactly. It should be your decision, not others. Let the noise of others, let the noise of the external world, let the noise of your childhood, let that all fall away. Listen to yourself right now for who you are, for all that you've been through, everything that's brought you to right now. What aligns with who you need to be to move forward? And let that choice come to your mind naturally, because you'll know it when it's right. And even if you don't know it's right, there's some level of not knowing everything all the time. And so we take leaps of faith when we feel something is right, and that's okay. Hi fairy tulips, welcome. Just finishing up a reading for Lou, a career reading. How are you doing tonight? They are inspirational in their loveliness, but the journey they go through to achieve this metamorphosis is even more inspirational, if less pretty. Caterpillars must completely dissolve in the chrysalis, giving up their very physical selves in the process of transformation. Only once they have relinquished everything can their physical matter be reassembled as butterflies. The idea of that much sacrifice can be overwhelming, even if the end result is glorious. Fear of change can also hold you back. Let the beauty and joy that await you inspire courage. Trust that achieving your goal will be worth it. The butterfly card urges you to not be afraid to let yourself grow and become something new. I'm doing good, and you? I'm doing really well. I'm having a blessed night. Glad to be here sharing another Friday with this stream. Leah and Lou started the evening off with me. I've had Scorpio join, and you're joining. So it's been an active night, which I really appreciate. Everything I hope for when I stream. So really good night. The reflection, Lou. Are you afraid to make a change, especially if this change means giving up parts of yourself in the process? So a good reflection point as you're considering how money impacts your perspective and how work-life balance impacts everything you're going through. So yeah, I think the cards, you heard the cards when they're telling you to go within and listen and give yourself time to really feel and hear where you're at. It's a good question. Good. I'm glad that you got that. So yeah, I have been streaming for about an hour now, so I'm gonna hop up and take a break. Fairy or Scorpio and Fairy Tulips, if either of you are interested in a reading, you can jump in the queue, exclamation Alma space join, and that'll get you in the queue, and I can come back and get the readings when I get back from break. Me making a choice means I gotta let go of the current comforts that's holding me back now. Letting go of comforts, that's sometimes why people are scared to change. They get too comfortable where they're at to imagine life outside of that comfort zone. But ultimately, there's a lot of life to be lived in outside the box that we know, because that's just it. It's a box of what we know. And then there's a world of infinite nature that we don't know. I invite you to see what is outside of that box and how it makes you feel. You're welcome, Lou. Thank you for letting me do the reading for you. I really appreciate it. So, I'm glad it was a meaningful one. I'm glad we got words, thoughts, and a walk away message to, start diving a little more deeper. That's true. Wow, this made me reflect more now. Yay, I love that. Gonna journal about this, definitely. Awesome. I'm glad we got your journal points. Deeper dives are what I hope for with card reading, so I'm glad we got that for you. And I see you joined Fairy Tulip, so you will be up next as soon as I come back from break. Thanks for letting me do a reading for you. And if you have a question or anything you want to know, you can type that while I'm away, and when I get back we can do a reading for you. So I will be Hey, it's Alma. We're back at Tarot of the Soul. I am back from break and here to do Fairy Tulips reading. I saw that you wanted to do a love reading, and are there going to be any changes soon? I'm not a clairvoyant or clair type reader, so I can't predict the future, but I know that love readings need insight and guidance as well. So I have two love decks that I draw from when we're looking for insight into love relationships. So without being able to predict the future for you, I'll draw two cards or whatever jumps out of the deck from these two decks and see what they have to say. Get out of my milk. Huh? Yeah, I said hi to them. They didn't respond. I'm not sure how quickly I got to them. Hi, baby. What are you doing? Get out of my milk. Alrighty. I like to get the present moment on the cards. So I put my hand or fingers on each of the cards and gather them back up, and I start shuffling for jumpers. Love deserves another chance. Can't even keep a straight face while you're doing it, huh? I'm healing to love myself again. So love deserves another chance, and I'm healing to love myself again. If somebody's been wronged or somebody's wronged you, giving them another chance is never bad. I'm healing to love myself again. But self-love is important. If somebody has been so wrong that it's hurt you and that's something you can't move on from, love yourself enough to let them go and start a new chapter without them. But that's, if it's something you can forgive, give love another chance. Also, out of topic question, Alma, how long have you been doing tarot readings, if I may ask? I started doing tarot for myself in 2014, or it really more of 2013. And then I started doing readings for others in 2019. I started doing them on Discord via text. So it was a really long, involved process to do tarot readings that way. But that was my first exposure to doing them for other people. This stream, which I started January 11th, was my first exposure to doing video readings, well, more like live readings for people. So that's a brand new thing. Very long time. Yeah, I've been at it a while now. Can't even repeat it. It's a beautiful way to say it. I've been smearing the present moment all over cards for a while now. Smearing.
I'm gonna write a song about it.
You're gonna have to go create one. All right. You feel like home. Being with you reminds me of simpler times. You bring me so much happiness and peace. This is a wonderful feeling to have in a relationship, whether that's a friend, a romantic interest, a colleague, somebody whose presence you just feel safe with, comfortable, okay to be yourself. If anybody is in your life that feels like that, I invite you to focus your direction on them, because those that make us feel good are who we should keep around, and those that make us feel less than our best, those are the ones we should move away from. And we all go through ebbs and flows, so people can have arguments and get upset, but it's when people show a pattern of having arguments and getting upset in ways that make us feel bad, leave those people behind and call home those people that help you feel more like yourself. So I hope, and then let me also, I've been giving an oracle card with all of my readings, fairy tulips. So we'll pull a oracle card for you as well and see what insight that offers.
For those who are uninitiated, what is an oracle card?
An oracle deck, so the tarot is 78 cards. An oracle deck is like a themed deck that doesn't have to have the major arcana and minor arcana. It's just, so like this one, it's I think a 40 some card deck, but it just has different cauldron, mortar and pestle, and it'll have like this one has themes. Most oracle decks have a guidebook to go with them to help you do readings with them.
Nice. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Mortar and pestle, integration, subtlety, thoroughness. The goals of the mortar and pestle are twofold. First, to reduce the size of something, and then to combine ingredients. In a spell, in order to evenly combine your components, you need to break them down into smaller parts. The grinding motion used with a mortar and pestle can appear aggressive, and applying too much force can make your ingredients fly everywhere. Use finesse. Be gentle but thorough. Take the time to blend things evenly. This card tells you that something in your life needs to be better incorporated. It could be as simple as integrating your practice into daily life, or something more complex like finding balance between two relationships. Whatever it is, take it slow or you'll scatter what you're trying to integrate. And the reflection point is, what parts of your life do you need to blend more seamlessly? So I think that's, oh, she had an ad. Oh, I'll come back and read that. Oopsie.
Oopsie poops.
Oopsie poopsie. Welcome back. I'm not sure where you parted out, so I was just reading the guidebook from Mortar and Pestle, so I'll go back and read that again in case you missed it. Mortar and Pestle is integration, subtlety, and thoroughness. The goals of the mortar and pestle are twofold. First, to reduce the size of something, and then to combine ingredients. In a spell, in order to evenly combine your components, you need to break them down into smaller parts. The grinding motion used with a mortar and pestle can appear aggressive, and applying too much force can make your ingredients fly everywhere. Use finesse, be gentle but thorough. Take the time to blend things evenly. This card tells you that something in your life needs to be better incorporated. It could be as simple as integrating. Oh, I had just pulled the card. Oh, good. I'm glad we got back so you could hear what I had read. Take the times to blend things evenly. This card tells you, oh, we already read that. It could be as simple as integrating. It could be as simple as integrating your practice into daily life, or something more complex like finding balance between two relationships. Whatever it is, take it slow or you'll oh, I already read that. Oopsie. What parts of your life do you need to blend more seamlessly? So, with relationships, who should you fold in more harmoniously into your life to create positive connections to self and others in your life? And who do you need to let go of and move fast, I guess? So blend the people that make you feel like home, is the other card called. I don't know where it went, but yeah, blend the people that make you feel more like home, and move away from the people that don't and that invite drama or conflict. I hope those were helpful. I apologize I'm not able to give you predicty kind of cards, but I hope these cards provide insight or awareness and how to move in a more positive direction going forward. So yeah, that brings you up, Call Me Oh Daddy. Are you still there? Thank you. This was really helpful. Oh, good. Yay. I'm really glad that was helpful. I always worry with love readings because it's so hard to know what somebody needs to know in a moment. So I'm glad, these cards were helpful in that way. I'm glad we got you something you needed to hear. That's my hope with every reading. So yay. Call Me Your Daddy always disappears on us. But there's nobody in the queue behind him, so we're waiting for him to come back. I'm glad you had a good reading, Fairy Tulips. I hope in your love life you can find positive connection and a balance that creates, you know, good feelings on the inside as much as you're hoping to feel. Lou, dang it, Daddy got the milk again. That's funny. That made my husband laugh. Uh-huh.
I think it's so warm on your face the rest of your life. That's when you bag or
Everybody's laughing. Uh-huh. I'm going to pull out the manifestation deck and just shuffle it and see what cards come to say while we wait for Call Me Your Daddy. We'll use these as talking points for everybody that's here. I like this manifestation deck. It's a tarot deck, but they've changed, you know, they have the suits or colors instead of themes or cups, wands, you know, whatever. So it's the same major arcana. The belief suit is deep purple. The emotion suit is soft pink. The action suit is gold. And the receiving suit is deep blue. So it just works a little differently, but I like it. It has a lot of text on the card itself, which is always cool, both in upright and reversed. So I like that. Daddy, come back for your milk. This leads me to ask, though, Alma, do you prefer doing career or personal over love readings? I think I prefer general readings. I don't like the idea of telling other people what to do in their life. And so with career and, you know, like love life and financial, it feels very easy for me to tell somebody what to do with their life. And I don't want to tell other people what to think. I'd like to help them think better thoughts without telling them what better thoughts are, if that makes sense. So general readings, yeah, that's my favorite. And I like the diamond spread for that. The 5-card reading I gave you. It just offers so much insight in the moment, and it always offers very good readings. So it's the one that I started doing readings for, so more on giving guidance. Yes, I like guidance. Like, I don't mind the idea of sharing words that can help you think deeper or see things in a new way. But ultimately, all I hope for is to help you make a decision better, not to tell you how to make that decision. And so a lot of people come to the cards for like a clairvoyant kind of feel for it, like what should I do kind of thing. And I don't have that connection to cards. I've never learned to read them in a way to predict the future. So it's just not the wholesome way I connect to the cards. I see. I noticed that too. Oh, good. I see that you're having some fun working with the lights.
fun, neuroticism, whatever.
You could get the bag. My bad. Get the bag. I get it. Everyone has different spiritual gifts. Yes, I believe that. I think my gift is intuition that reflects the present moment like a mirror. And I'm very grounded in the present moment. And that's kind of where my sense of self comes from. But I think other people are definitely skilled at seeing more in the future than what I am. And It doesn't make me think it isn't real. It's just not something I'm able to tap into right now, at least. Let's see what these cards have to say. You look mad. Don't use it. Are you okay? Honestly, need that grounding. Too much future makes you anxious. I agree. Peering into the future is anxiety inducing because right now is stably centered with who you are, where you're at, everything that's happened led you to right now. When you let go of that to look in the future, where are you centered at? Where are you grounded by? What are you touching to connect you to anything that isn't the future? And so for me, I don't, from that stable sense of being grounded in the present, I just don't feel any like flowing of energy, any rippling of awareness, nothing that would indicate something outside of right now. But I am gifted with the right now. I'm very blessed to offer positive readings for others that provide words they need to hear. So even if not clairvoyant in my readings, I think I have something to offer, which I appreciate. I'm Alma voyant. Thanks, Daddy. You don't know who Claire is. Openness. True receiving happens when you release resistance and allow all possibilities to unfold. Let go of rigid expectations today. Embrace whatever comes your way with an open heart. Yeah, that's a really good one. Openness is great for moving fluidly through the present moment. Like this guy has his hands open, and you can think of that as you move through moments. Let your hands be filled with all that the present moment is, not with what's outside of the present, but what's right here, right now, the things that are tangible to feel, understand, experience, witness. That openness in the present moment will connect you to the details that matter right now to focus on to carry you forward to the next moment. So by opening yourself up fully to this now moment, you ultimately open yourself up to the best path forward. Devotion. Emotional neglect may be straining relationships. Reinvest in what matters. I believe deeply that you can only love others as deeply as you love yourself. And so for people that struggle to love themselves wholesomely and wholly, they'll probably struggle to have wholesome and wholly fulfilling relationships. Because if you can't love yourself, how are you going to believe others love you? I asked that because that was the struggle I had. I was in a committed relationship. I'm in that committed relationship. And I didn't feel good inside of it because I wasn't loving myself healthily. And so if you neglect yourself, you're neglecting your connection to other relationships as well by proxy. By extension, proxy. Oh, a weird word. Transformation. A period of deep change is occurring. Release what no longer serves you to make space for growth. Let go of an old habit, belief, or situation that is holding you back. Embrace the new with open arms. Another word for openness, like another card. Just letting the now moment become the next and you flowing between the moments with it. It's ultimately just letting all that is shape you into all that you're meant to be. And it's just a continual progression as moments fold in around you. Passion. Emotional intensity fuels creativity and purpose. follow what sets your soul on fire. Do something today that ignites your spirit and awakens your creativity. Again, that speaks to you. If you have a passion in your soul that you can listen to and feel good about, it'll be that much easier to help others feel good and create positive relationships with others. So it always starts within. And I like that actionable step. Do something today that ignites your spirit and awakens your creativity. I like your dancing. You're right, they don't know what they're missing. Manifestation. Your focus may be scattered or negative. Shift your energy. Buns fish, welcome. Hi, hi, hi. I was just playing with my law of attraction deck while I waited to do a reading for somebody. Call me your daddy's up, but he's not present. So if you're interested in a reading tonight, I'd love to do one for you. How are you doing tonight? Yeah, I don't think there's anybody else in the queue. Appreciate it. I'm doing okay. I think I'll just chill in the background a bit. Okay, that's cool. I appreciate having you. I appreciate you joining in. Glad you're doing all right. I'm going to pull out the Tarot of the Divine deck and read, just do a card of the Knight. This is the deck that is made of or inspired by deities, folklore, and fairy tales. So all of the cards have traditional meaning, but they're woven with parts of the outer world. You know, it's so neat. I love this deck. So rather than mess it up talking about it, I'll get these cards ready and we'll draw one and see what story is to be told. Okay, and we'll shuffle. I like the back of this. It's so pretty. So it feels so spiritual. I like the moons and the coloring. Just a good design. Okay. Two of them came. Oh, I've had King of Cups before. I like the King of Cups story. Cups are spirituality, water, emotions, and feelings. And the King is the ruler. The King of Cups is the boy and the dragon pearl. So let's get that book. Dragons in China are very powerful. They are symbols of strength, mystery, and good fortune. They can make themselves... Hi! If you type exclamation Alma space join, that'll get you in the queue, but you're the only one interested in a reading, so I can get that for you. Welcome. How are you doing tonight? Hi, glad to have you this evening. Feeling the full moon. Yeah. It's a good evening. I love the moon. I love it in all its... I just like to witness it outside when it's out. I'm moved by the moon. So you're feeling the full moon vibes? I like that. How are they moving you tonight? Introspective feeling. That's a good... I love feeling introspective. That's my favorite state of being to be in. I would rather think inwardly than, other ways. So you're hoping for a reading tonight. What kind of reading can I get for you? I could do a general reading. I like to do the diamond spread. Like I want to tap into something, like there's something to discover. Well, you're something to discover. Discover deeper layers of yourself, a better understanding of who you are or who you want to be. Maybe the deepest thing to tap into is your connection to self. But yeah, let's see what the cards have to say. Maybe the cards will have insight into that. I like to do a diamond spread reading. I'd like a reading on what to do to get out of my current funk in regards to other people connections. Okay. Yeah, we can do that for sure. I was saying, I like to do the diamond spread. It's a 5-card reading. The first card is the focus of the reading. The second card is the internal influence. The third card is external influence. Fourth is what's needed. 4 of Pentacles reversed. 5 of Cups reversed. The Empress, lots of reversed. I'll let you guide and read however you feel. Okay, awesome. Let's see what the cards have to say. If they're not resonating, let me know. I always like to make sure, you're never sure that you're pulling the right cards, and I always want to make sure you're getting what you need to hear. So let's make sure the cards are synced up with you. So the 4th card is what's needed. Ten of Wands. And the 5th card is the higher understanding, or the outcome card. Nine of Wands. Okay. 4 of Pentacles. Okay, so 4 of Pentacles reversed. Generosity, giving, spending, openness, financial insecurity, reckless spending. This card encourages the asker to reassess the beliefs systems underpinning their financial life while also considering implementing new habits or a financial plan for the future. In regards to relationships, overcoming jealousy and release from past trauma. When reversed, this card also reminds us not to put too much emphasis on the material side of life. Instead, is it important to focus on gratitude and let go of excessive attachment to possessions. And as we're talking about relationships, excessive attachment to people. So let people be in our lives without trying to hold them firmly in our lives. giving them freedom to come and go as they need, but wholly embracing them when they're in our lives in the present moment. It's a time to surrender and trust that everything will work out as it's meant to. Internal motivation is the Five of Cups reversed. Acceptance, and this is an internal influence. Acceptance, moving on, finding peace, contentment, seeing positives. There is already light at the end of the tunnel, and you are already on your way to recovery from past wounds and losses. Someone you knew in the past may rekindle your hope for the future, and an old friend may reappear in your life. In reversed, love meaning, moving on from past relationships, healing from old wounds. The Five of Cups reversed card tells the querent that they cannot change the past, but soon they will gain a deeper understanding of what happened. It's important to practice self-forgiveness. So I like this card. The Four of Pentacles was speaking of being openness and overcoming those negative attachments to the relationships in your life. And, just kind of letting the moment be. Well, the Five of Cups comes and is speaking of just accepting things as they are and letting it move on, or letting things move forward in a positive direction. So the Empress reversed is the external motivation. Insecurity, overbearing, negligence, smothering, lack of growth, lack of progress. Empress reverse indicates that you may have lost some of your own willpower and strength by focusing too much on other people's affairs and neglecting your own needs and desires. Reverse love meaning is lack of self-worth, jealous, clingy, lack of progress in love. So this another card that comes up bringing jealousy. So if there's something going on that is evoking feelings of jealousy, whether that's inwardly feeling jealous that you don't have that, or feeling that somebody will take something away from you, those feelings can really negatively tint our relationships to others. Personally speaking, jealousy really is hard to deal with because it doesn't let you trust the people you're connected to. And if you can't trust the people you're connected to, then ultimately you're not experiencing a wholesome connection to others. And I had to learn that the hard way, that letting go of mistrusting others involved learning to trust myself and learn to connect wholesomely to who I was, so I could connect wholesomely to the others in my life. Could also mean that you are relying on others to take care of you and make decisions for you. You need to work towards removing this influence on your life and build confidence in your own actions. There is a great confidence to be felt in doing things for ourselves, for our own reasons, because we need to. When we aren't relying on others to make our choices for us and, carry us through our moments, there's a freedom to be found. We're not dependent on others. We're independent, and we can meet the moment as it is and not wait for somebody to help us get through it. Ten of Wands is what's needed. Burden, responsibility, duty, stress, obligation, burnout, struggles, completion, relief. The farmer in the image is determined and steadfast even though he is struggling. This shows that you are a strong and capable person even when you are feeling overwhelmed. The Ten of Wands can also be a reminder to take care of yourself. Another card calling you to take care of yourself. Self-love. Upright love meaning arduous load of affection. Love entails duty and stress-inducing relationship strains. The Ten of Wands can also be a sign of progress. The farmer in the image is almost finished sowing his field. This shows that you are nearing the end of a difficult period. So what's needed? I think, as you know, we're talking about a lot of affection or the duty of love life. I guess the stress in your love life is temporary. Align yourself with the rewards that come from loving wholesomely, loving healthily. And, you know, if you're struggling in love right now, it seems like these cards would indicate that you're moving through those rough times. And keep practicing self-love and love of others to continue moving forward positively. And that brings us to the Nine of Wands. Last stand, which that's the higher understanding. Last stand, persistence, grit, resilience, perseverance, close to success, fatigue. The Nine of Wands represents boundaries, resilience, and courage. I like this. That is, the card was talking here about just kind of weighing the stress of your relationships, weighing the burden of your relationships, and then embracing, you know, for who you are in that relationship. Well, the Nine of Wands is there asking you to set boundaries so that you can feel wholesome inside of your relationships. Hi, Kaylee. Welcome. Hope you're good as well. I'm having a good night working on a reading right now. Oh, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Yay. Thank you. Just wrapping up a reading for a lot of letters, XMNX. The asker may be feeling worn down by life's tribulations or as though they cannot catch a break. And upright love meaning, love requiring hard work, love isn't easy, self-improvement. So another call to go within and kind of, you know, heal the relationship with self so you can heal your relationship with others. I slept on the keyboard, now almost 7 a.m. wake up. Ooh, you're 6 hours ahead of me. Exclamation Alma space join will get you in the queue. After I finish up this reading, I'm going to take a break, step away for a few moments, and then I'll be back to get that reading for you. There you go, you're in the queue. Awesome. The Nine of Wands reminds us to courageously stand firm in who we are, protect our boundaries and what we have built. It is time to stay true to oneself and to practice the word no. So yeah, when you're wondering, when you're questioning things in a relationship, it's always good to start with your connection to self, because if you're grounded in a positive connection to self, it becomes easier to see where others aren't grounded in positive connections to you. So hopefully that was helpful. I also want to pull a card from the Oracle deck and provide a little extra insight in the reading. Basil. Prosperity, luck, love. Well, that's beautiful. It's about the best card you could hope for. Basil is one of the most versatile herbs in a green witch's toolkit. Full of positive energy, it can draw good things into your life. Basil has been known to dispel fear, confusion, or any weakness, and was even used as an aromatic by ancient Greeks to attract love. In this way, basil is all about forward movement. The basil card tells you that the time is right for something that you may have been hesitant about in the past. The time for planning and preparing is over. Go forth with confidence. It's an auspicious time. This is a great moment to indulge in love or take a risk. Basil has your back and luck is on your side. The reflection point is, have you been scared to take a leap or risk that may pay off greatly? Okay, so I hope those cards were helpful. I hope they gave you insight into what you're hoping to gain clarity. Thanks for so much for your time and energy. Can I just mention the background music reminds of this Sims 4 game. I used to love The Sims. I played that back in the day all the time. I love just, oh God, I love that game. It was so much fun. I played it back when you had to have all the expansions and there were CDs, and I'm old. But yeah, I like, is that good in a good way? My husband and I sat down and picked out music that's copyright free so we can have music in the background. I hope it adds a pleasant vibe to the reading. And thank you for letting me do a reading for you and sharing, positive resonance with it. So, Kaylee, I am going to come back. I'm going to get up and take a break, and then I'll come back and I'll get you your reading. You're so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, it's not copyright.
You have the rights to use.
Oh, my bad. Okay. Oh, wrong words. All right. Well, I'll be back. You'll go make a coffee. We'll meet back. All right. See you shortly. Hey, it's Alma, and we're back to Tarot of the Soul. Hey, Kaylee, are you still there? Did you make it back from making your coffee? Kaylee, whatever. I'm not sure which it is. It's hard to tell. Hi. And I eat... Oh, you ate a tomato. Nice. Those are good. I like those on a sandwich. Always add a great crisp freshness. So what kind of reading can I get for you tonight? I like to do a 5-card spread for general readings. Yeah, you can absolutely request something. Sure. You love Kabbalah? I don't know much about that. If anything, I'm not even sure what Kabbalah is. Is 10 card? So is it a 10 card reading? Sure. Oh, you're a reader too. Cool. I love reading for other readers. I think that's fun. Oh, it's a branch of Jewish mysticism. Okay. All right. Thank you for letting me know, Patty. I appreciate that. Only for my circle is Tree of Life. Silly keyboard errors. I try to type fast and sometimes I just can't get it right. The branch, I'm going to have to look into that. I didn't know. I know most sects of religion or faith have mysticism offshoots, so that's interesting. Maybe this?
What are you trying?
I was just going to look up what a Kabbalah reading.
Yeah, the channel permission things don't allow people to post links, I think.
Oh, yeah. If you're going to post a link, I don't think the permissions aren't enabled for that to happen if you were trying to. The bot won't let it. Yeah, so. Whisper? I should be able to get that, right? If it's a link, I'm not, I don't often follow links.
It's a link.
But, yeah, you can whisper. Go ahead and whisper. Oh, it's a photo. Yeah, go ahead and send that. That's not a problem. Let me go over to Twitch and pull it up. I have Discord. It's like the manual. I'm gonna look it up. I'll see if I can find it. I'm not knowing of this, so I apologize. Oh, I see. That? Is it something related to the tree of life? And it looks like yeah, I'm not sure. It's a very specialist type reading. Yeah, 10 card readings. I would start with a $10 donation because those do take time. That's like an hour reading. And so for me, I do 5 card readings for free, diamond spread, or, you know, whatever can get you the, so let's wait for that. You do for a friend. Do what you can now. Well, let's do let's do the diamond spread. Love introspective. Sure. Yeah, we can do that. Absolutely. Shuffle these cards. Yeah, stormy. The thunder rolls. Ooh. Pick them up and flick them. Wands of light. I'm not a clairvoyant card reader either. I can't predict the future. I'm more present moment grounded, so my readings offer like insight and guidance more so than prediction. Yesterday is my future love, so yesterday we kiss. Aw. First kisses are nice. Is very okay. Oh, I have love decks that I like to pull from when people have love questions. 3 days we know. These are the cards that came out of my love decks. My dreams, I've been dreaming about you. In my dreams, we are free and in love. Wish I could stay there forever. Full positive connection to the love you're feeling. I think that vibes. And then the guidance, let's nurture our love every step of the way. Well, if you want forever, positively nurture that love. Spend good time together. Time, energy, appreciation, gratitude. These things all go into sowing positive energy into the relationships we keep. For first time, 30 years I have. But yeah, just sow in positive energy into the relationship and let it lead where it's meant to. We can't always know what the future is going to hold, but if we put our best foot forward with positive love and appreciation, then that's going to fall into the moments as we move into the future. Future is building. Yes, the future is building from right now. So, like these dreams, taking this positive connection to the person and nurturing the love you have right now, it's the best way to lead forward into a love that lasts a long time, because you can't ever know that someone's going to be in your life forever. But if you treat them that way, that gives them less reason to leave, in my opinion. But soul, I rejected love. Oh, that's not fun to do. Last time you were so hurt, and now is like, for yourself, both to love yourself as you are and to let others love you as you are. And so when you can, connect to yourself positively, it's easy to connect to others. And so take these good feelings you're feeling with this person and just wholesomely appreciate them and let them help you feel good for as many moments as you can share with this person. Whether it lasts a long time or not, enjoy as many moments as you have together in case things go a different direction, because you never know when your last moment's going to be. And so make the best of the moments you have. I don't know if focusing means it won't die soon. Some flames burn bright and fade quickly. Some burn forever. It's hard to say what any one person is going to do or be for us. But in light of that, not knowing what they'll be, it's good to sow positive energy into the connections we have right now. So not hide away from love because it might hurt, not run from it because it's intense, but embrace it. Let it feel good. Let us nurture those good feelings. Like my torch always be into void burning. All can sit there if I want. Oh, thank you for the bits. Wow, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Wow. My void is truth. Well, your void, if you have a void that's truth, those words sit with me as a disconnection from self or a disconnection from a positive connection to life, because a void is empty, not filled with anything. And if you're positively participating in life, I feel that's an abundance, an overflowing of goodness. So if your void is your truth, go within and find your truth and find a way to positively connect to it so that it's no longer a void, but a cup that's overflowing with the abundance of all that you get to be. Yes, the voids can be filled, that's right, but you've got to fill it yourself. Other people can't fill it for us. Is empty space. Void is empty space, and that's, if there's an emptiness within you, that's a space to be filled with something. And so love is a good one to fill it with, but not love of others, love of self. Because if you can't love yourself, it's hard to trust that others will love you. So I definitely recommend, if you have, as you nurture positive love in this new relationship, in this new connection, also nurture the positive love for yourself so you can feel good inside of that relationship as well. I'm getting better last days of myself. Okay. Well, improvement's always good. Let's see what the Green Witch Oracle deck has to say for you. I like to pull one of these as well. Watering can. Asking for help, sharing burdens. Okay. I do not know those cards. I am only an English speaker, unfortunately, so I know a little bit of Spanish from childhood education, but I am not a fluent speaker at all. It's Celtic. Yeah, no, I'm I'm kind of a noob when it comes to traditional tarot and, different offerings. I'm relatively unlearned, but I like the cards for divining guidance in a moment. So the cards are active participation to get information. And so for me, that's how I play with them. But I don't know a lot of the history surrounding tarot and everything. Yours are beautiful. I want a new deck. I have a couple ones that I love. This Wild Reflections deck. I got this from Amazon. I really like this deck. It has gold trim on the sides. The artwork is beautiful. I use this, I bought this deck because I wanted to learn traditional tarot meaning, and the guidebook that comes with this is in Amazon. Yep, Amazon. Yep, I got this deck on Amazon, and it wasn't that expensive. Considering how much I love it, I think it was quite a bargain. Yep, this has 78 cards as well. It has a nice little guidebook that offers like keywords for both upright and reverse, gives the picture of the cards, some guidebook text. Then it has up like love meaning, career meaning, and finances meaning. Oh, you're a programmer. That's so cool. So you can make computers work for you. I love that. So yeah, I really like the Wild Reflections deck. That's been a lot of fun. My favorite deck that I use, it's my soul deck, is this Osho Zen Tarot deck. It creates these really balanced and harmonious readings. The cards, I love the artwork on the cards. It feels good in my hands. Zen, yes. It's a great deck. Trust. There's just a lot of good cards in there. I got Osho Zen Tarot off of Amazon as well, and I love the guidebook. It offers two blobs of text for each card. One that's more like standard kind of reading, and then one that's more what I feel Zen kind of reading. So it's a really neat way to approach readings. Yeah, so I love that deck. That's my soul deck. But let's get you the reading watering can, asking for help, sharing burdens. Osho, yep, O-S-H-O. Not everything happens naturally. Sometimes you must carry water to a plant. Being a green witch means stepping up to honor nature and act on its behalf. Sometimes this manifests as giving a plant what it lacks so that it can thrive. The reciprocal relationship between you and nature means that sometimes you're the one who needs nature's help and sometimes nature needs your help. When you're lacking something, however, it can at first be hard to admit you need to ask for help. The watering can tells you that something in your life needs external support or that a burden needs to be shared. Don't be afraid to lean on others. And the reflection is there something in your life that needs outside attention or an injection of energy from elsewhere? If I had to guess, I would say love. So, feeling positive love and connection sounds like an area of the life to focus on. But yeah, so I hope those cards were helpful. I hope I gave you some insight or maybe awareness to move forward with, some inspiration. I hope the love that you have right now blossoms positively and manifests beautifully for you. And I hope you can appreciate all the wonder and glory that is in having a positive connection to others. Muso Patty, are you still there? Can I get you a reading? Thank you. I appreciate you letting me do a reading for you, Kaylee. I hope it was helpful. Thanks. You're welcome. I'm glad to be here to give you a reading. Hmm. What kind of reading can I get for you, Patty? You hoping for a general reading or a question? Thank you for taking the time to give me a reading. A diamond spread, please. Just some insight around project's career. Okay, well, I'll use the Wild Reflections deck for that because it actually has keywords around career. I like that deck for that. So yeah, let's get that for you. Thanks, Snickers. This is my kitty, or tarot kitty. In the past, she's come to the table and like helped draw cards. She might do it tonight. She's looking. You gonna come pick a card for us, huh? You feeling it? No. She is such a little cutie. She's so adorable. My mom, who doesn't even like cats, thinks she's adorable. She has this energy about her. She's just melts your heart. She's so bold and courageous and just confident. And it's beautiful to see because she's so tiny. Aren't you? She's tiny. When we got her, she was estimated to be 5 months old and she only weighed 4 pounds. So she was just tiny and malnourished. But she's doing well now. Hey, get out of my milk. Go. I'm talking about her not paying attention to her and she had her head in my cup of milk. Haha. 8 of Wands reversed. Five of Cups. Beautiful coat colors. Oh, I love her coat and colors too. I agree. She's so pretty. We have a black cat, we have the black and white cat, and we have orange cats. And she's a mix of all of that. So she's like all our cats combined. And it's beautiful. Ten of Swords. Knight of Wands. Okay, let's see what the cards have to say. 8 of Wands, and we're looking for project career. Okay. Okay, so 8 of Wands reversed. Waiting, slowness, chaos, delays, losing momentum, hastiness, being unprepared. The 8 of Wands reversed often indicates that there is a flurry of activity and responsibilities in the asker's life. They feel they are being pulled in a million directions by work and home life. This card is a reminder to step back and breathe. The reversed career meaning career stagnation, lost chances, overwhelmed by job. The 8 of Wands reversed also signifies that the asker should stay focused on the tasks that are most important to them. Our attention is often diverted to the most urgent tasks, while the goals dearest to our hearts get pushed to the sidelines. So if you're feeling overwhelmed at work or by what's going on in your career, make sure to dedicate your time to what matters most, not just what seems pressing, but what fulfills you wholesomely in the process. 5 of Cups. Internal motivation or influence. Loss, grief, disappointment, sadness, mourning, discontent, feeling let down. True. The 5 of Cups represents self-pity, loss, or regret. The querent may have recently gone through a challenging experience, such as the end of a relationship, friendship, or being currently apart from a loved one. The upright career meaning is taking a step backward in your career, job loss, or business loss. This card is a reminder that it's okay to feel negative emotions and to give yourself space for grieving. However, it's also a sign not to wallow too long in self-pity, as things may not be as bad as they seem. So, Eight of Wands reverse was talking about career stagnation, lost chances, or overwhelmed by job. And this is taking a step backward in your career, job loss, or business loss. So I guess if you're feeling negative in your work life, let that speak itself, because ultimately feeling that fully is going to move you in the direction that matters most. If work life is out of balance, listening to how you feel is going to encourage you to take steps that will right that wrong or bring yourself back to centered. Welcome back. Welcome back. I didn't see that you were gone. I was talking. The Five of Cups. Did you hear what I read for Five of Cups, or were you on an ad for that? So the Eight of Wands was speaking of career stagnation, lost chances, overwhelmed by job. You were. Okay, let me read the Five of Cups to you then. I'm sorry I missed that you were in the ad, but we can get you where you need to be. The Five of Cups is loss, grief, disappointment, sadness, mourning, discontent, feeling let down. The Five of Cups represents, you're welcome, represents self-pity, loss, or regret. The querent may have recently gone through a challenging experience, such as the end of a relationship, friendship, or being currently apart from a loved one. The upright career meaning is taking a step backward in your career, job loss, or business loss. This card is a reminder that it's okay to feel negative emotions and to give yourself space for grieving. However, it's also a sign not to wallow too long in self-pity, as things may not be as bad as they seem. So the vibe I get from this card, if you're feeling negatively about work, whether that's stress, anxiety, conflict, letdown, whatever might be manifesting in the work environment, I think this card speaks to let yourself feel it. Feel the weight of how work is speaking to you, so you can center yourself right now in how you really feel, so you know how to move forward in the coming moments. For me, the best way to know how to move forward is to better understand right now. And so I hope these cards will inspire introspection or reflection that might open up some clarity on how to move forward. So let's see, the Hanged Man. This is an external influence. Sacrifice, waiting, uncertainty, lack of direction, perspective, contemplation. At present, a period of trials. The cards are really reflecting my current emotional state as I am grieving 2 loved ones in 1 week. Oh, I'm sorry for grieving your loved ones, but I love that the cards are reading it. I love that it's gaining insight into where you're at. I'm happy they're resonating. I'm sorry you're having a rough week, though. I don't love to know that. 2 loved ones in 1 week. That's just tragic. I'm so sorry. I hope your heart can heal in time. You really picked up. Oh, thank you. I'm glad I could do that for you. So, yeah. At present, a period of trials has come into your life, which indicates the need to learn some lessons. You are going through a transition period, realizing you are stuck halfway between the old and new. And the upright career meaning is uncertainty about career, waiting, forced break, thinking of next steps. You're very resilient. I'm glad you can see that in yourself. That is a gift of itself, to be able to witness yourself positively and know that you're strong. You can do this. You're made to endure this. Persevere. You've got it. And I love that you know that. That's awesome. So many struggle with that confidence, and I love that you have it. The period of suspension and uncertainty sooner or later comes to an end. If you manage to reevaluate your priorities and chart new directions in life, you will be ready to take decisive action. Another card that calls you to witness this moment as it is and fully feel it externally, internally, and let that guide you to how to move forward. Which brings us to the Ten of Swords. Ending, betrayal, pain, strength, resilience, hope. The Ten of Swords upright represents an ending, but not just any ending. This is an ending that is painful and full of betrayal. Well, I feel like losing our loved ones is almost a betrayal of our sense of wellness. It's hard to be okay when we lose somebody. And so maybe you haven't been stabbed in the back by somebody per se, but perhaps you've been stabbed in the heart by the loss of people you hold dear. The man in the card is not showing despair. He is showing strength and resilience, the very thing you recognize in yourself. And this card is what's needed, resilience. He is still standing even though he has been stabbed in the back. This is a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope. The upright courier meaning, another card saying loss of job, office politics, breakdown from stress, burnout, but also the opportunity to start anew. So even with those negatives in the career, there's still that possibility to start anew. The Ten of Swords upright is a difficult card, but it is not a hopeless card. It is a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope for a new beginning. So I like that. What's needed? Just knowing you're resilient. You're going to get through all that you've made it through. And even if times are hard right now, you've got the strength to move forward positively, healthily, and soulfully in a way that feels good. Just give yourself time to feel those emotions and let reality witness itself so you know how you feel inside of it. And ultimately, feeling it fully, you're going to find the hope to move forward. Which leads us to Knight of Wands. Courageous, energetic, charming, hero, rebellious, hot-tempered, free spirit. The Knight of Wands represents adventure, pursuit, and passion. This card signifies the asker may be in a period where they are charging ahead with a creative project. Explore the horizons that exist outside your comfort zone. Upright courier meaning is passion and energy for work, brave decisions, new business favored. The Knight of Wands can also indicate travel and the urge for adventure. It is time to embrace spontaneity and fearlessness. If travel is not possible, the asker is encouraged to try new activities and break free from their routine. So yeah, I hope that made sense. Like, this feels like letting yourself feel all of this, weighing it, hearing it, and like getting ready to move forward is going to move you in a positive progression for work. Like letting yourself feel the weight of whatever it is you're going through and truly witnessing that so you can feel it fully and then let it go when the time is right will move you into a positive place going forward. One where I feel just a lot of positive resonance with, participating in your days. Then let's also get you a oracle deck card. Ooh, you got butterfly as well. This one came up earlier tonight for someone. I like that. Transformation, joy, beauty, transience. Butterflies are commonly associated with beauty and joy. They are inspirational in their loveliness, but the journey they go through to achieve this metamorphosis is even more inspirational, if less pretty. Caterpillars must completely dissolve in the chrysalis, giving up their very physical selves in the process of transformation. Only once they have relinquished everything can their physical matter be reassembled as butterflies. The idea of that much sacrifice can be overwhelming, even if the end result is glorious. Fear of change can also hold you back. Let the beauty and joy that await you inspire courage. Trust that achieving your goal will be worth it. The butterfly card urges you to not be afraid to let yourself grow and become something new. And the reflection is, are you afraid to make a change, especially if this change means giving up parts of yourself in the process? So I hope that card provided a diving point, for you to move forward with, and just invites you to reflect where change is necessary, whether it's positively connecting to yourself, grieving the loss of your loved ones, learning to feel comfortable in the moment again after loss. There's a lot of lessons to be learned in present moment time. And so just give yourself grace to learn them as you're ready, because life is hard and you're going to get through it, but just try to give yourself grace as you get through it. I hope that was helpful. I hope that was meaningful and we got you. Thank you kindly for the reading. It was so spot on to where I'm currently at in a space of transition. I am most gratuitous. Thank you. Wow, and the butterfly is so apt regards transformation. Thank you so much again. Yay, we got you something you needed to hear. I'm so glad for that. I'm glad, especially in light of all that you're going through right now, that we could get you some words of comfort. So I hope you have a good night. I appreciate you being here and letting me do a reading for you. I appreciate the bits. Thank you so much for that. You are my first and only tip of the night, so I appreciate you. Thank you. And I'm going to wrap up here and call it a night. But I appreciate you coming, and I hope you'll join me another night. I try to stream Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So yeah, hopefully you can join me again and let me know how you're doing, how the grieving's coming along, how the career project is going. I'd love to keep in touch. So yeah, thanks again. I really appreciate it. My hubby's coming down to send me away, so don't talk about it. You have a good night, and I'll see you next time. Bye, Kaylee. Have a good night. We're going to try to find someone to raid. So if you want to stick around for that.
Oh, hello, welcome in. I am on my